Galactic War has been declared. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. The new major order for Helldivers 2 is insane. Galactic War has been declared. This is the second Galactic War. The Terminids, the automatons, they are out of control. Super Earth is mobilizing all of its military to destroy them. And check out this briefing because it's glorious. The automatons have invaded large swathes of our territory. The TCS has failed. The Meridian super colony spews ever larger quantities of Terminids across the galaxy. Liberty is under greater threat than ever before. In response to this situation, the government of Super Earth had officially declared war on all agents of tyranny. All actions thus far have merely been a special military operation. Oh my god. Oh my god. This galactic war on tyranny will not end until liberty is safe forever once again. Mobilization across all sectors of the industry and economy has begun. Billions of able-bodied citizens from across the Federation have already volunteered for conscription. To train these eager new conscripts, construction of massive new training facilities has begun on a small number of lightly populated planets. They will be capable of processing tens of millions of citizens at once through the rigorous 72-hour Super Earth Armed Forces basic training course. The Helldivers must hold the planets until construction of the facilities can be completed. Okay, so this is the detail of the major order. Massive Super Earth Armed Forces training facilities are being erected on key planets to support training of eager conscripts. Hold the planets until construction is complete. Order overview. Designated planets must be under Super Earth control when the order expires. And this is a 2-day or like a 3-day major order, I should say. So you've got the 4 planets we need to keep under control. We've got 2 under control at the moment. Angel's Venture is almost under control. And Vernon Wells, where we need to get over there and liberate that. However, in other news, we have failed the previous major order. Now, as of 19 minutes left of this order, well, we'd only killed 1.5 billion automatons. So we actually got fairly close, but we failed by around 20% off the target. Now, this is because the counting of the kills is actually correct this time around. So what was happening for the old major order, if you remember the Terminid one where we had to kill 2 billion, everybody's kill was counting for everybody else in the group. So if you killed one Terminid, it actually counted as 4 because it gave it to the other 3 players, if that makes any sense. Anyway, that's been fixed now, so you literally have to kill 2 billion. But also, bots are a little bit more difficult to kill in massive numbers than Terminids, just because of the way they spawn. Actually, talking of the way they spawn, we've got an update from Arrowhead on patrols, and this is a good one because they're being reverted. Twinbeard over on the Discord drops this massive update on patrols. He says this: Helldivers, as many of you have noticed, something has been off with patrols and spawn rate for some time now. This primarily leads to more enemies rearing their ugly heads than they're supposed to, indirectly to players feeling overrun, leading indirectly, I guess, to players feeling overrun, kiting, and subsequently less fun gameplay. This has been the case for all players, but predominantly for smaller teams and solo playing. We've been aware, but frankly, the past couple of weeks have been so hectic that we haven't been able to give this the TLC that it requires. We now have, and we have concluded that it is not working as intended, and we're changing it. There might be some minor tweaks, but overall, we're reverting back to how patrols and spawn rate worked before the patch that changed them a few weeks ago. We believe that this is more or less how you currently want them to be. We also know you want us to do things and changes properly instead of rushing them, and we do as well. Therefore, implementing this will take some time. We want to give it proper testing and review it. Heck, simply see that it works this time. Even if this means we're faced with more bugs and bots than even the bravest of citizens would deem realistic for a while longer, we hope you're happy with us fixing the problem. Onwards and upwards. And this is great because, again, this is Arrowhead addressing 2 issues, right? So the changes to the patrol spawns made no sense. I mean, solo players really got annoyed straight away. I mean, increasing the amount of spawns didn't really make any sense. However, what they were doing is bringing up the spawn rate to the rate it should have been when the game launched, because that wasn't the case. Anyway, a lot of players felt like that was actually a buff to spawn rates, so nerfing solo play. Now me, I don't personally play solo, so I wasn't too bothered, but actually what was happening is, if you're in groups of like 3, you were ending up with tons more spawns, and you've probably seen this in games that you've played, where you'll turn around and there'll just be a massive group of enemies. You're like, what is going on here? Where have they even come from? And that's because of this change. And also, it was making more enemies just sort of pop into the game, which never feels great, and it does feel very immersion breaking. So it's good news this is being reverted. Also, what is also good news here is taking time to actually implement changes and make sure they work. It's a little bit sort of worrying that he sort of says, well, we'll check to see if it works this time before we go live. But I mean, yeah, just firing out updates and then trying to deal with the knock-on effects after them, it's maybe not the best plan. Because if the update absolutely breaks the game or makes the game feel worse, people will stop playing, and that's the problem. So they've really got to be on top of this, and I think actually this is a really good post, to be honest. But the good news is patrol spawns are being fixed. They're not going to be fixed straight away, but they are being fixed, and it is on their radar, and essentially they're being reverted. So if you guys remember how this used to be a couple of weeks ago, that's exactly how it's going to be, which is, well, a lot better. It also means you'll be able to solo a lot easier. It's still difficult to solo, but it will be a lot easier. So this was part of the patch notes, and I actually missed this yesterday, but this was it was a bug, which I suppose makes sense, or maybe this is just a way of getting away with the fact it's such a terrible weapon and say, oh no, it was a bug, we never meant to launch it like that. Anyway, the AR-61 Tenderizer deals 2 little damage and is not in the final state we are intending. Now also, they have fixed the color of this. It now looks black and sort of dark grey instead of the military style camo look that it had before. It looks more menacing. However, it's not great. You guys can see in this video clip, I've been using it and it's actually still terrible. This is because it hasn't been buffed, it hasn't been fixed, it hasn't been changed. The problem it's got is it's got the same damage as the Liberator, so it currently sits at 60 damage, and it's got a much smaller magazine, so it's actually worse than the starter weapon everybody gets. Yeah, now, while it is nice to kind of use new weapons, I guess, if they just feel terrible, no one's going to play with them. We've been over the debate, I think, time and time again about weapon balance, but the news here is they're actually saying this is a bug. Again, this probably all ties into the devs being heavily overworked. You've got to remember what Twinbeard said the other day as well. You know, they literally lost a week to the PSN drama. You can imagine what would be going on at the studio. Massive crisis, emergency meetings, all kinds of stuff. You know, trying to make sure what they've built doesn't slip away, and that would have taken its toll. And you can't just instantly go into the next week and carry on, because all the work that you would have done the week that you lost, well, that's backing up. Also, you're going to be mentally fatigued, so you've got to try and sort out, you know, you've got to rest up, you know what I mean? You can't just go straight into it and just keep going and going and going, because that is a recipe for absolutely massive burnout, and we really don't want the devs to burn out. But yeah, this is good news. I want to see what this weapon looks like in its final version, because, yeah, at the moment, it just doesn't feel great at all. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the current update at the moment. The new major order looks to be setting the stage for the next story development in the game. It is the official declaration of the Galactic War. I mean, like, it was just a special military operation before, but it's now a proper war. So everybody's being mobilized. We've got to build these bases. We've got to get the civilians trained up in their 72-hour training courses to go and get butchered by the bots and slashed to bits by the Terminids. But yeah, I don't know. It feels fun. This feels fun. I'm looking forward to doing this. It's definitely going to be a major order we're going to be able to complete, because it's almost basically complete anyway. I think there'll be pushes back from the enemy on the planets that we already hold, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a difficult ask to keep control of these planets. So yeah, I think everything's going well and probably will go well, and we'll have to wait and see where this story goes. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you did enjoy this, then do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll do my best to keep more Helldivers 2 updates coming your way, because I'm still enjoying this game. It's still awesome. And yeah, hopefully they can fix the weapons and fix the stability, because actually I have noticed that performance has kind of tanked a little bit recently, which isn't great. They are looking at this apparently, but yeah, fixes are always going to be coming for performance and crash fixes as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, if you do like the video, do like it, because it really helps a ton with the algo. And yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you soon.